we call these things? Models?
Yeah, hold on. I'm busy. I'm working at asking AI something.
Good. Keep asking. Don't you hate that when people, the office environment, someone walks by you and they're like, hey, and they just go straight into it. They don't even ask. They're not like, hey, I got a question. You got a minute? No, they just go straight into it. I do that to Jen all the freaking time. Like I just walk down the hallway and I'll start talking and I get the look. And everybody knows what the look. At least at this point in time, we still know what the look looks like. I wonder if the humanoid versions of the bots are going to give you the look. Like the dog look.
So far, I have not seen the look in any iteration of a humanoid robot.
I'm a big fan of the look.
It communicates a lot, and I know you're big on communication and making sure that things are understood.
Yeah.
And I think it is nonverbal communication that I think a lot of people struggle with, and that the look.
Well, I'm going to let you keep focus on your thing.
You know,
or you already get done. Okay.
No, my thing is stupid. I'm just goofing around in here. We could just go ahead and start, and I'd still.
So what's stupid about goofing around?
Well, actually nothing really.
See,
I wish I had more time in the day to just do goofy stuff. I'm learning a lot, and I was really excited at first about using Canvas for the executive producer. So Gemini Canvas instead of just the Gemini chat.
So what's Canvas?
So, apparently Canvas is the thing that allows you to actually make Google Docs, slide docs, all that kind of stuff based on prompts. So, and it will also do web pages, and it's kind of like the smart coder of the Gemini package of models and tools and whatnot.
What I heard was like it's the miscellaneous folder. Like you just kind of take any of the stuff that you've got and you put it at it, and it can kind of figure it out. So it does Google Docs, it does web pages. It's like a Swiss Army knife. There you go. Instead of the miscellaneous folders, the Swiss Army.
It is, but that Swiss Army knife apparently uses all of the older tech and the older AI. So as I'm creating stuff, I'm like, and telling it to create images using the prompts that it generated, I'm like, hey, here's a cool idea. Instead of me generating each individual image, how about I just say, make a slide presentation with each slide representing each of the stories based on the prompt.
Yeah.
Boom, it did it. And I was like, sweet. That's awesome. But the pictures were stupid. Didn't make any sense at all.
Can you have it? I know Craig doesn't like us to humanize these things, so we'll just keep calling it.
Hey, don't speak unkindly of Betty.
Hey, Wendy. Hey, Craig. We're having a little bit of fun here. We did not get a lot of time to warm up. And Brent was like, "Oh, I need a couple of minutes while I'm working through Canvas to do some stuff." And I said, "We're just going to go live." And we started talking about nonverbal, and so the range included the look. And whether or not the humanoid robots will have the look, the importance of nonverbal communication, and what he's doing with Canvas. And we did that in 3 minutes and 57 seconds. So,
all right, I fixed one of the slides. So, yeah.
So can you add in something in there like, hey, when we need a visual representation, send it over to Nano Banana and create something cool.
Right. Well, that's what I'm going to do next. That's apparently what you can do with the new. It used to be in the labs, and you had to go to a completely different page to do it and all that kind of stuff. Now the new gems have been upgraded to what was in the labs, and because the last time when I tried to make like that agent with the flow chart and moving shit around and doing all the different things, I couldn't get it to work, and it went frustrated, and I wasted a lot of time. But I looked at it again, and that was just like 2 weeks ago. Now I looked at it again, and I'm like, oh, they fixed a lot of cool stuff. I got to get in there and see if I can do it now.
I think this
So
is cool. I think this is one of the cool things about it is you can either decide to be kind of on the edge or on the frontier and kind of be playing with each of the different models and tools and try to figure out which ones work for you to do the different no, not the not Canvas the LMS and not Canva the tool, Canvas within, which I know is super confusing. This imagine selling Safari books online when Apple launched the Safari browser and people went to Africa for safaris. So like it was all kind of crazy. It was like, oh yeah, this is Mike with Safari.
oh, you're with
the
Apple?
browser?
That's cool. Thanks for calling.
The browser? Holy crap. Why? We use that. It's awesome. It was so yeah, so just a couple of different words, but the and this is why it's very important because some people will say things, right? You say things, you say Safari or Canvas, different things are heard. People start to make assumptions. It's easy to start having the snaps of synapse and connect dots and move forward. And then you kind of disconnect because you're like, oh, well, I'm not super interested in that thing. I don't use Canva, I use Figma or whatever. And we use Canva here. And I don't even know if Figma is an appropriate option. But anyway, so what I think is super interesting about this is with the evolution of the models, don't worry about having to be on the cutting edge. Like we're sharing some of the things that we're doing and some of the ways that we're testing. Wait in a couple of weeks, a lot of the functionality or a couple of months, a lot of the functionality is going to be pulled into your model because each of these ones are learning from each other. And this is why I like to use multiple tools to do this stuff because I want to know which ones do things really, really well. And where I like screwing around with them is, and we did some of this in the hackathon, is copying and pasting stuff from one into another, not setting up an API where it chooses what it's going to share and how it's going to share in that kind of environment. Me actually taking it and say, well, let's see how we might be able to level it up or tell me what we missed in there. So, that's cool that the evolution is happening with Gemini. Copilot had a pretty big evolution that was announced. I don't know if it was announced or like yesterday, but anyway, so there we go. I feel warmed up.
I feel warmed
you're typing
up
away.
too.
You're typing away. What are you typing away?
I'm just gonna try one last prompt, and then we're just.
Oh wait, there's more. I can do one more. We can do one more before.
I almost dropped the F-bomb, but I'm gonna let you drop the F-bomb.
You know what? Well, we should have like an over/under. I wonder if this will go on like.
One of those like gambling sites.
Kind of thing,
yeah, the market, yeah, Poly market, yeah,
an over/under on when the F-bomb gets dropped. Do you have a link for Canvas within Gemini?
Do I have a link for it?
Yeah. Why don't you just share your screen? Show everybody what it looks like.
Hey, let's do a little behind the scenes today. What do you say?
So, hey, that's what you get for being here.
And I'm just gonna go entire screen.
All right.
Okay, so the last one I just created was it generated a YouTube thumbnail.
Okay.
That's not really what
how'd you get here?
Okay, so here's my prompt thing down at the bottom, and I put it into Canvas and I started using it. I tried to change this to create an image to shift the model, and it makes me open up a fresh chat window, but I want to be referencing all of the stuff in the script. So I haven't figured out yet. I say, hey, reference the script you created in Canvas and that other thing, and create a thumbnail based on the script that you wrote. Haven't figured out if that works yet or not.
Is Canvas the same as Custom Gem?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
No. Okay. So let's just start. We'll start from scratch.
Thanks.
If we're going to do this as a tutorial. Okay. So you're like, what's Gemini? And you type in Gemini and it says, go to gemini.google.com. And then boom, you end up on a blank screen and it kind of looks like this. and it might ask you to log in. You got to log in, all that good stuff. Well, you got all these fun little things down here at the bottom. Oh, by the way, they create music now too, which is totally awesome. So I wanted to create intro music for this morning, but didn't get that far. But anyways, one of the tools, so there's these quick buttons you can get to, or you can just go to the tools. Basically, the tools are the different models that you could choose from. So it's the imaging model, Canvas does all of the Google Docs stuff, and Deep Research I think just improves how long and how much it does research stuff, whatever. Yep. Create a video. You can create a video if you want to. I haven't played around with that too much. And then the music, I've only done one time, and it was pretty cool. But it wasn't spot on. I have tried the guided learning. That's super fun. And that's what made me go, well, there goes our jobs. But actually it's just one of the things. But, and then if you go down here to the bottom, can I hide that stupid thing? So an experimental feature in the labs is the personal intelligence, personalized chat when helpful. So I just keep that turned on. So there's that. And then over here on the right-hand side, you can go fast, I think, which automatically just forces it into older models. You can do thinking, and then you can use pro. I always kick it up to pro because it seems to work better. However, a few weeks ago, and this is just personal, the fast seemed to be funnier than pro. So
that's typically what happens.
So I'm like, oh, it's okay. So for the script, I'll use fast. For everything else, I'll use pro. Now, here's where the fun part comes in. Gems allow you to put, instead of having to copy and paste an epic long prompt, if you're going to be like a prompt engineer, you can go to your gems and you can epic long prompt into quote unquote instructions in your gem. And then all you have to do is run your gem, and it goes through your instructions. So it's basically you're automating your prompting is basically how I look at it. But it's not exactly like an agent. It's just sort of pre-written. It's a thing that you want to do over and over again that you don't want to have to recreate the wheel every single time. So I call this one the L&D morning producer. And then in the instructions, I said, just wait for the user to say, run the show for today. But this won't be today's show unless it's funnier than the one I already did. But
so with ChatGPT, over the course of the last, let's say 18 to 24-ish months, let's say 18 months, that's probably a little bit closer. I have created multiple GPTs, custom GPTs to do these kind of things. So it sounds like this is the equivalent.
Yeah. When I went through and looked at it on other platforms, so inside of Grok, it's called a project. Inside of Gemini, it's called a gem. Inside of ChatGPT, I guess it's called a GPT, or your own custom GPT thing. What are the other ones? They all have a similar feature set.
So right now, what I'm kind of, all right, we'll go ahead and for those of you who had the over under at 13 minutes, I'm just kind of fucking around and messing with how do I take what has already been done and is working well in ChatGPT and put it into Claude, just to see what Claude can do with it and how what it does a little bit differently. And what I've liked about it is the interaction between me and it as it's going through and saying, hey, as it's iterating, like we're going through an iterative process together to help align this thing. And when I say we, it's me and my technical friend, not my technical friend who I have an emotional connection to. And I say that just for Craig's purpose, because I want him to make sure that I have a healthy relationship with technology.
I love her so much.
Do we have Craig's asking if there's a link for Canvas within. So it didn't, it didn't seem like you had to click on something directly that had to go to.
No, you just change the tool. Yeah.
Down at the
So
bottom,
if you're
right?
in the basic chat, you just click the tools and then you click canvas.
Yeah. So kind of like, so Craig, if you're in there, you see the create image, the banana. And have you been messing around with Nano Banana too?
Oh yeah, and it's pretty amazing.
I have it create an image based on the show notes, or I said show notes based on the
But the funny thing is that I don't think I can select Nano Banana within here.
Well, just click underneath it. Say where it says Ask Gemini, create an image using Nano Banana that represents the show.
Okay, well, watch what happens.
All right. Yeah. So Craig is saying that we've got a delay. That's okay.
And this is basically what I do to get all of the assets. See, it's loads Nano Banana 2.
Good.
Did you see that part?
Yeah. How come it didn't give you the image? It went to the prompt, which I know you were saying before, but that just seems, why are we adding additional steps?
This is the weird thing about it. So if we were here, now watch.
Okay. Yeah. So now you selected Nano Banana and then you put the prompt in. Okay. Hey, Craig, I appreciate your commentary in the background. However, what we're seeing as we're testing it, what we're seeing is actually we need to right now for whatever reason. It's we would expect it to load automatically, but and this might be where the delay thing is. It did not load it immediately. So what Brent had to do, the human in the loop had to select create image and then add in the prompt there without the tool just going forward with the prompt, which is kind of irritating. Yeah. So, oh, look at this. Okay. So we got pharma. So I imagine based on this, the arc of the show is, and I'm going to miss, these won't be in the right order because I'll miss.
No, these won't even be right because these will be based on the new script that I generated, not the one that we're using today.
No, I understand, but I understand. So based on that script, it's pharma is the industry. There's a feedback in micro learning is critical. Agentic AI is the thing that if you're not doing it right now, you're at risk at whatever. Cool. And then we got the brain. Whew, I have never heard of the zebrafish. Is the zebrafish different than goldfish? Like, does the zebrafish, like, I didn't even know there was a zebrafish. We have zebrafish, we have clownfish, and we have goldfish. Which one has a greater attention span?
I don't know why it picked zebrafish. It'd be interesting to read that story, but too bad we're not doing it today.
Definitely not the Mike fish. Go ahead. Go ahead and let's bring it back to the show.
You made me create another one.
I think this is a cool thing to do because it shows what happens when you kind of work out loud.
Wait, so check this. I've created a comprehensive infographic.
What was our copyright infringement?
Oh, stop it with that. Yeah, I know. We're going to get shut down. All right, let's just get to this. We're at 20 minutes out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run this.
The death of the library? What?
What? I thought you'd like that.
But the children love the books.
Books.
For those of you at home, that was from Elf.
How about a story of a village of aspis that are concerned about the smell of their pee?
All right. Well, now we know how we change the direction of the conversation.
It's my favorite shot from Elf. And there's a whole bunch of ones, and that's probably the dumbest one to have as a favorite. But for some reason, that actor and that line just throws me out of my chair every single time. All right. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, it just keeps moving. See, so this is lame. I don't know.
Oh, we got to do it big. Dang it.
Yeah, I mean, no more behind the scenes. I'm just going to start over back where I was. And, we like to experiment with, in case you're wondering, if you're like, holy crap, they're having all sorts of technical difficulties. No, this is.
Have them do, this is it. Have them do tomorrow for this. Let's have it do a 4:3 aspect ratio.
Oh, okay. But until then, today's script. This is today's script. And since I did it in Canvas, it has this export to Google Docs.
That's cool.
So I did that. But for those that have maybe never seen this, I know we've run through this before and I've showed you what my executive producer creates for me. And this is it. So we've got our headlines, a brief overview. It gives you all sorts of great production cues, but we currently don't use them. And then we have the host script. There you have it. Good morning, practitioners, pedagogues, and people who are only here because your LMS told you that watching this counts as mandatory continuous engagement. I'm your host, and Mike's your host, and welcome to the L&D Morning Brief. It's March 3rd, 2026, and the industry is moving faster than an instructional designer trying to explain a 45-minute branching scenario isn't too much for a micro-learning requirement. Let's get into the news that makes your certification sweat. This is where I kind of wanted to have the slides going there, and I was going to switch the screen share with each story, but yeah, didn't really prep for that.
I can push buttons on this side. So maybe send me the slides tomorrow and we'll, let's do 4:3 tomorrow and send me the slides and we'll see if I can push buttons at the right time.
I'll share it with you in the Google shared folder.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Or you could drop it in the Slack and everybody else could see it.
That's the weird thing too. I'm still trying to figure out. Oh, well, yeah. Once I move it to Google Docs, yeah, it's fine. Here, I'll just do that right now.
Let's keep going.
No, but you can tell people about the Slack while I'm doing it. This is the
Hey,
cue.
people, we have this place called we have this Slack instance that we've set up. If you would like to continue the conversation beyond the discussion that we've got going on every morning, Monday through Thursday, 6 o'clock 6 o'clock Mountain Time here in Arizona. You can join us on Slack and we go back and forth. We share some of the cool things that we're working on throughout the week as it relates to work, as it relates to business, as it relates to life, as it relates to what we're doing and testing in this AI space as we're learning together. And that Slack channel is open. We organize each of the individual channels in there by the week that we're recording. So you can always go back in and take a look at some of the stuff that we talked about last week or the week before if you missed something, including the hackathon that we did earlier in January. And we've got an upcoming hackathon coming later on this month, and we'll share a little bit more about that later in the discussion. Back to you.
Thank you, sir. I'm afraid now that if I I'm going to pull that out, put it over here. Dead air, dead air, dead air. Hold on. I'm fixing it. Fiddle faddle. Okay.
We do need some background music, like a little like Jeopardy theme song or something.
I'm getting it.
And I don't know if I kind of want to go with Weird Al Yankovic instead of the Jeopardy theme music from Jeopardy the game show. Like,
From back in the day. All right, our top story today, AI washing. No, it's not a fancy news cycle on your Samsung smart washer. It's the latest trend where CEOs are blaming mass layoffs on AI efficiencies when in reality, they just realized they spent too much on the holiday party. Listen up, folks. If the C suite is using AI as a reason to cut heads, you are the ones who have to train the survivors to use the tools that supposedly replaced their friends. If the AI isn't actually doing the work yet, you're basically training people to work twice as hard while pretending a chatbot is helping. It's the emperor's new clothes, but the clothes are a Python script that doesn't actually run. Discuss.
I think this is it is. So I am not a leader inside a large organization anymore. I work with organizations who are small and some large, and I work with people in leadership roles inside those organizations and teams inside those organizations. But I'm not inside the organization. I know that a lot of the strategic planning that we did in some of these organizations back in October, some of the things that we thought about back then, or some of the things that impact what's happening in business right now, are not things that we were talking about back then. Meaning we didn't put it into the plan. You're more focused on operationally, how are we going to execute given what we know at the current in the current time frame and where we're going as businesses. There was a lot that's changed. A lot that's changed includes pressure, not only to use the technology, but also be prepared for, specifically in the software space, customers being able to vibe code their own solutions, which is this, and you see the threat pop up every once in a while. Just look at the market, the stock market in certain sectors, when a press release talks about Claude Code being able to do X. And the one that got hit just recently was the security marketplace, cybersecurity.
Was the what?
Cybersecurity space.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So you just look at the drop in stock price, with ultimately market cap inside these areas. I don't know how they would have predicted that piece in October or November.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like, so, and that was typically when you were doing your strategic planning for the year, depending on where you are. One of the cool things that Intel did a number of years ago, it was they moved to quarterly budget cycles specifically in one of the technology groups there, rather than an annual budget cycle. And that might be something that you start to think about inside your business, is what's our quarterly business planning cycle that we go through, given what we know is happening, and how do we have a segment of the business that's focused on keeping the lights on, keep the business running type stuff. How do we have a segment keeps the business running, while we have another segment that's starting to focus on, Brent is finding shiny things. It's good to see your cursor around here, highlighting the things to bring us back. Thanks. It's like ringing a bell. It's like, hey, it's time to come back. But I think so. I don't know. I feel for the people that are in those roles. Here's the reality. It's a leadership challenge. And if you're eliminating, like what was a Block that eliminated 40% of their workforce, the Dorsey company. If you're making that choice or that change right now, and you don't have an exit plan for the people, and you're doing it because you're concerned about what customer acquisition costs are going to look like over the course of the next 6 months, and whether or not you're going to lose customers or any of those other kinds of things, and you're not thinking about the impact on your people, then you're fucking up as a leader. And if you're just reacting to what's happening inside the market, then you're also fucking up as a leader. You're not being proactive in the way that you push forward. And we've lost one of our YouTube viewers, so people do not like the rant. So I will.
This is how you judge if what you're saying counts. You're like watching the numbers start.
Oh, yeah, I watched the numbers.
I better shut up.
We lost 33%. So I was like, oh fuck, it's time to move on.
Hey, quick dog and pony show.
It's an iterative process, Brent.
New slide. And oh my hell.
And I forgot to play the ukulele before I did that.
Oh yeah, you forgot the ukulele.
Had I played the ukulele, they might have hung around.
They totally would have stuck around. I support you, Mike. I thought you did a fabulous job in that particular rant. It was very topical, and I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Story 2, tech and innovation. Stop calling it a library. According to the latest 2026 trends reports from Degreed and Talent LMS, we are officially moving away from the Netflix of learning. Turns out nobody wanted to scroll through 10,000 courses on how to use Excel 2019 anyway. The new hotness? Skill ingredients. AI is now taking your massive content libraries, chopping them up like a hibachi chef, and serving them as personalized pathways directly in the flow of work. Why does this matter? Your job just shifted from librarian to sous chef. You're no longer curating a shelf. You're managing the raw data that the AI remixes for the employees. If your content isn't remixable, it's officially discardable.
All right.
And have we done this story before? I got a few things
we
to say
haven't,
about this.
but this is one that's been out there for a while. I mean, it gets into the whole importance of chunking and tagging, right?
If the Netflix of learning is dead, that assumes it was alive. And I would like to propose the fact that the Netflix of learning was never really a thing. It never really took off. It was just a phrase that was used to describe libraries of short videos. And that's not what Netflix is.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was a good metaphor for the time, right?
Oh, sure. Be supportive of everybody using it and be all nice and everything.
No, but like it was. That's what happened was I'm testing. Do people like Happy Mike or did people like?
Oh yeah, Happy. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Well, that's an interesting insight, Mike. I appreciate that. Would you like to grab your ukulele and we can do an intro for your rant on that interesting insight?
And that is Brent GPT. He's there to make me feel good. So I think it is funny when people lack business acumen and try to justify investment based on other things that are out there that they see but don't really understand how the inner workings of it works. So what did we want to see in Netflix? We wanted to have a quick visual representation of all of the things that were interesting. We wanted to have them organized in this taxonomy that allowed us to get to the things that we wanted at a given point in time. And we wanted there to be this accelerated self-discovery thing where it might pop up and say, hey, without saying, hey, look, idiot, based on what you were doing over here, you might find this thing interesting because it's going to help you do this other part of your job. We wanted it to just kind of pop up. So there you go. That was kind of like a mashup between Nice Mike at the beginning and then a little bit more direct at the end. Because
you always tend to drop down. Yeah, so we have to like keep
lifting down. I'm just keeping it real, yo.
It's Sean would be so proud. I think he was that one streamer that dropped off.
Yeah, that was probably him. Like, what are these?
Yeah. So here's another thing. I just feel the need to point out The new hotness skill ingredients obviously came up again. And has anybody read this report? Is this a new report from Degreed and Talent LMS, or is this an old report? I do not know, but I did paste it into the chat.
All right.
So it looks like two separate reports, actually. So that's interesting. The script made it sound like they like collaborated on it or something.
I love that at the top line of the HR Digest, you know, like that real estate that you've got up at the top where it's like, hey, this is what you should be clicking on.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that they've got is advertise.
We should totally do that.
Advertise, about, and contact are the top headings on their website for the HR Digest.
Hey, you know, everyone's out there trying to make money on their content, Mike. You know, it's just how they roll.
I get it.
Anyways, I shall not carry on about this, but I do think this is important. Everybody should talk about it. Here's the piece that I think is the most important. And I can refer you to the 5ables, the 7ables, or the 9ables that I created that I also had people tell me I should write a book about, but that of course has not happened yet. What triggered that thought was them using the word remixable. I called it editable in the 5ables early on in some presentations I gave, that your content had to be this way. But when AI first came out was when I started realizing that I thought that all my old ideas were pretty much dead. Once AI came out, I thought, well, that's it. I got to start completely over because all of the theories and book ideas that I had for different ways of looking at how we approach L&D learning 3.0, whatever we want to call it or whatever. It's all old. But then once I started learning about AI and seeing what everybody was talking about and how it needs to do all of the things, then I started playing with it and talking to some experts on it and people actually building it. It made me realize that the 5ables were more important than ever. They're just different. And so I still need to put together a presentation or something on that. But anyways, it is what it is. Do you ever remember hearing me talk about the ables, the 5ables?
Nope.
No. Okay. Must have been before your time.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm a young pup in this space. I'm new. I've only been around it for like.
I meant me knowing you and you being familiar with my work.
Oh.
Oh, that sounded retarded.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're familiar with your work. I have this long CV.
Somebody actually asked me.
Let me tell you the other day.
I don't have one.
Well, hey, at least you have one fan. Wendy would like to read about those items.
Oh, yay! Okay, I have a fan. Yay! That makes me feel good today, Wendy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mike's always hating on me. It cuts to the core. I'm telling you. All right, story 3: human and culture.
You did show up to a call yesterday with a white cowboy hat on, and I've got a black one. So like we need to have like some separation between us, right?
We totally do, and it works.
Yeah,
I was having a bad hair day, so
yin and yang, which kind of goes back to this image that's up here.
Yes, which is another thing. So here, I'll start off story number 3 with a behind the scenes. These are the stupid images that Canvas picked out. The Nano Banana, or the Create Image model inside of Gemini, creates awesome images like of the prompts that Gemini creates. Gemini creates the prompts, right? But when I ask it to, hey, use that section of the script that has these bitchin' prompts that you wrote and make a slide. Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, keep going. I'm just getting ready.
Just fill some background music for me. So, and then I say, create the presentation, make one slide for each image. It gives me bullshit like this.
And here's how it applies to you and your business. Here's the thing. If you're struggling with project management inside your functional area in the business, go talk to one of the project managers in your business that manages projects. If you're struggling with understanding the financial impact of what's happening across your customer base when you implement your product and what the CFO at that company thinks about, talk to the CFO inside your business. If you're struggling with creating images, Canvas, talk to Nano Banana inside your business.
Right? Somehow it seems to say that it's using Nano Banana, but I don't buy it.
Yeah, it's using Nano Banana 0.1.
Good Lord. All right. Human in culture. Camera, wide shot, graphic, map of Singapore worlds. Oh, sorry. I'm not supposed to read that. Moving over to Singapore, where the government just announced the Institute of Digital Government Training Academy. Interesting. I wonder if that's anything like our AI literacy framework. They are putting 150,000 public officers through a mandatory AI literacy and cybersecurity boot camp. 150,000. Wow. That's not a training initiative. That's an army. Why it matters to L&D. This is the human in the loop revolution in action. They aren't replacing the officers. They're upskilling the entire bureaucracy to ensure AI doesn't accidentally sell the city-state's data for 3 bags of crypto. It proves that scale is the only metric that matters in 2026. If you aren't training at the speed of government mandates, you're still standing.
I do like the small sense of humor. Bags of crypto. Bags of rice. Bags
it's more like
no, it's good.
It's subtle. The thing I like about AI's sense of humor is that it knows how to be subtle within the context of what it's trying to say.
Yes.
I totally dig it.
It's good.
And I can remember this was not that long ago, maybe a year ago, because I guess it started happening earlier than that, maybe. But I remember saying, the one thing that AI will never be is funny, and it'll never be creative. And I'm like, I think this is pretty dang funny.
And pretty creative at the same time. Could you think about pushing 150,000 people through training?
Wendy, have you ever trained 150,000 people? I wonder if they are creating an e-learning course. I wonder if it's hybrid. I wonder if it's in the flow of work, or I wonder if it's the Netflix of learning they're using.
I imagine it's mobile.
It's what?
Mobile.
Oh,
you
don't think they have 150,000 in one building? Oh, no, it's mobile. That's what you said. I thought you said global.
Mobile.
Okay, now I get it. Oh my God. I mean,
if it's Singapore and it's focused on Singapore, then it's not global.
Yes,
it's
true.
national.
True that.
What do you mean by, I like this one. What do you mean by trained?
Craig, that's an excellent question.
Continue until morale improves. What do you mean by trained? Thank you, Craig.
Yes, that is good. Hey, you know what? You could be our AI executive producer. You're so funny.
This is awesome. So what Craig has gone all meta here. He basically is saying the reason why Brent appreciates the sense of humor of the AI is the AI has been trained on Brent.
It knows my sense of humor. Well, I know why it does it. I told it, I said, make it hilarious and like a Saturday Night Live script.
Yes, that was the prompt.
It's in the prompt.
So technically, Craig has trained 150,000 people.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it certainly is doable. It sounded like he created a manual of some sort. That wasn't mobile, though, Mike.
Like, how do they cover all the learning styles of those 150,000 people?
It must be a bear. They must have a fleet of instructional designers. Maybe they put one instructional designer on each learning style.
Mm. But then they're not trained, they're coached.
Okay. Sorry, I need to get more serious. This is just not good. Industry specific news today, story 4.
We were still on the Singapore.
Ah, yes.
At least I see it. It's the Singapore one. There we go. Ooh, that's awesome.
It's bad.
No, I like what they did with the text. They crossed out the ants. No, that was you.
No, it was a weird graphic. It's on every single one of the slides.
Oh, I thought it was
on the layoff slide. It was overlay, and I thought they were trying to tell me something. I thought, oh, that's kind of creative. It's just an off strategy, not a layoff strategy. And I'm like, what? I'm not really getting it. Is he trying to be funny, or is it? No, it's just a fuck up in Google Slides, and it put a stupid line in the middle of the dang screen on every single slide. So listen, AI still messes up. So remember, everybody, to validate your output in your AI when you're using it, because it's critical, or else it's going to make up stuff. If you work in finance, L&D, I am so sorry. See, now that's funny. That's funny right there. That's Gemini with a sense of humor. March 2026 has officially been declared the month of 1,000 webinars. Between the Genius Act, new CRA landscape updates, and TILARESPA, TILA-RESPA, all caps, integrated disclosures, bank trainers are currently vibrating with anxiety. Why does it matter to you folks in L&D? This highlights a massive shift. Compliance is no longer a once-a-year check mark. It's now real-time risk management. If your teller doesn't know the Genius Act, update by lunch, the bank gets a fine that could buy a small island. You are the front line of defense against bankruptcy. No pressure. Do we have anybody that's working in the finance industry that knows what the Genius Act is?
I do not.
Quick, everybody scurry to your favorite AI. I like how the on-screen text is supposed to be March Madness Compliance Edition. And they didn't put it on the slide. See, this is the part that is that I still have to figure out. It's not actually following the script to generate the image that goes along with the script.
Yeah.
And I've tried to prompt it to do that a million different ways in the instructions and a bunch of other stuff. And so anyways, that's why I'm excited about the lab, the new type of gems that they allow you to create, more like agents. So anyways,
I wonder if it's like an order of operations kind of thing. And what I mean there is like,
I know what you mean. Yeah. I tried to say, do this first, make that output, based on that output, then do this thing. Yeah. And I tried to be super clear and be very specific, and it still didn't know how to do it. But it's the new gem thing is kind of like Claude Code, from at least from what I've seen, where you got these blocks with the arrows that go to each one. It's like a flow chart.
Yeah.
Right. The water drops in. So you got your information here. It goes out here. It creates this thing. Based on that, it then creates the next thing. Those things then create the next thing, and it moves on. And you can point it to different models at different points of the flow, stuff like that. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to, instead of having to click a bunch of buttons to say like export to Google Docs, I just want it to know hey, push this into my Google Docs when you're done creating it, or give me a button to
Just give
accept
me a
or
button.
deny.
Give me a button. Actually, at 5:35 every morning, initiate show production and just run. And then when I
Yeah,
wake up,
and then we
walk
sit
in,
down, all the stuff is
yeah,
there,
it's all there.
exactly the way we want it,
Yeah.
right? This is the goal. This absolutely is the goal.
See?
It
And
was
just think about how far we've come in, let's call it 100 of these shows.
yeah.
Like the evolution that's happened inside that period of time. So, what's the over under on when the show will automatically run itself run itself? Is it 3 months?
I hope it's sooner than
90
that,
days?
but
45
I guess
days?
it depends on what you mean the entire show. I think I'll do it in pieces, right? And
Sure.
when all of these tools start to get AI, with these production tools, when they get AI built into them, that'll be a game changer. Or when they open up their APIs to allow your agent to connect in and push all this content and stuff into it, that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
So, but I digress. Industry specific. Oh no, we were already there. That was finance today. Sorry, folks. Listen, if you are listening and you were in finance and you were like, how come they didn't talk much about that? It's because we're not in finance and neither of us really have much to say about it, other than the fact that, listen up, everybody, compliance is what's helping you keep your job. If you're one of those people that's freaked out about AI taking your job, get into a situation where you are responsible for compliance training. That's the thing that keeps LMSs in business. It's what keeps off the shelf libraries in business. It's what keeps this whole entire industry grinding forward. Without compliance training needed, we would be much faster to the grave. So dig your heels in, get on a compliance project ASAP. That's my tip there. Story number 5. Story number 5 is always about authoring tools. And because we want to talk to our authoring vendors, all of those fantastic vendors and the community of builders, the people out there building the things that you use to create the compliance training that you need to create. Those folks are our favorite people, and they should call Mike. Finally, Deloitte is reporting a massive surge in agentic AI with manufacturing. We're talking about AI that doesn't just suggest a course, but autonomously generates shift handover reports and work instructions based on real-time sensor data. Why it matters to L&D. For those of you using authoring tools, your subject matter expert, or SME, might soon be a literal robot. The AI is observing the production floor and writing the training content itself. If your authoring tool doesn't have an API that talks to a robotic arm, are you even an instructional designer? I find it interesting that the Story 5 authoring tool specific story wasn't actually about authoring tools. It's giving a tip to the authoring tools, saying, hey, here's kind of what you need to be doing.
Well, here's an input. Here's another input that you can use to help inform your output, right?
Yeah.
Can you flip to what's the image for this one? You're still on the banking one.
Not anymore.
There we go. Yeah. I think it's
hilarious. Yeah. I mean, this is something that
this?
I've been talking about.
This is a great picture. Think about what
this was the only one that it did a good job with. This is the only one that the image matched up with the story in the slide.
How freaking awesome is it that a machine that is connected to the system is actually looking for input data on a screen that's displaying digital information? Wow.
Very meta.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. It's Um, yeah, that's cool. Robot is a little heavy. It's working on it.
A little heavy.
It's like, I don't know if is that heavy? Is that heavy like in the context of Marty McFly saying heavy? Is that context in it's not- Hello, Isabella. Good morning.
Listen, I love these stories about manufacturing. You guys know this about me. I am all in on one of the places where manufacturing needs a lot of help with not just training, but with their process improvements, with automation, with cybersecurity, especially. You'd be shocked to know how many manufacturing pieces of equipment in manufacturing companies, have computers running them that the IT department doesn't touch. When they're doing cybersecurity training, they're doing it for the white collar workers, all the people in the office. The operations folks that run manufacturing get sold a bill of goods from the vendor of those machines that they're using, and the vendors are like, yeah, we got this all under control, it's all good. Yeah, we are so secure that machine, nobody's getting on it, no one's breaking in, it's all good. I'm not buying it. So there's that piece of the puzzle, and as soon as the automation stuff gets in there, it will fix a lot of these things. But anyways, it is there's still a whole lot of work to be done.
I know we're getting really close to wrapping things up. Hey, Isabella, welcome to the show. We do this every Monday through Thursday at 6 o'clock in the morning, Arizona time, 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern. And we're in this last segment of the news here. Wendy's comment, I think a lot of ID fear the day when employees can create their own training. From a learning perspective, we get it, but from a company perspective, not enough continuity on messaging. So I think this is an interesting one to get into, and I know we don't have a lot of time to get into it today. Maybe we kind of kick the warm up of the show off tomorrow around this intersection of culture and branding. And an interesting thing that's out there in the marketplace is that branding is what people outside of the organization see. Culture is what the people inside of the organization see. It's just different lenses that you look through those things on. And maybe there's this brand or culture guideline component that you apply to how the tools that people are using when they're creating their own training. And that's the infamous architecture or scaffolding thing that keeps coming up. So, whether you decide to be a learning architect, a learning engineer, a learning designer, a learning plumber, or just a person who helps people get their shit done, there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity for you out there.
I think Wendy's point. Yeah, we've been talking about the people creating their own learning or creating their own training or whatever, and the fear that the company has since the internet turned from 1.0 to 2.0. And I wrote a whole report on it for the e-learning guild back in the day. This isn't new. We've come a long way. Companies are way more comfortable nowadays than they were in the early days. We fought this battle, allowing people to create this, that, or the other thing. User generated content, UGC, and all that. To get that to happen was insanely painful. And but now it's just like, it's not even a word for it. It's just everybody just does. It's just work, right? And this is why when Mike and I say we've been here before, these things aren't new. When I hear you say that, Wendy, I think it's a great question, because I think you're not the only one who's running into that. but it's not like we haven't been there in that specific spot before, even though now we're here in the same spot with AI. So anyways, B-roll on the cutting room floor. I'll blow through these and then we'll close up for the day. JLL's AI training success, Limbach's 16-hour crisis simulation, the learning debt crisis, Wharton's new M&A strategy program, Andragogy to 2026, and Pfizer's Kalamazoo automation, the DSCSA traceability mandate, digital twin training. Ooh, we should go back and talk about that one maybe tomorrow. The caffeinated middle manager training, short high impact sessions to help leads manage the AI transition. That's in Talent LMS. That's the brief for today. Now go out there, fight the AI washing, and remember, if you can't measure the ROI, it didn't happen.
That was rough.
Outro music. Where's my music?
That was a rough outro. Gemini, you can do better. Like,
yeah, it's because I used Canvas. I really do. I think
you could
ever since I saw it mess up the images, I immediately thought, I'll bet the script isn't that good. I just didn't take time to read through it beforehand. And it's not its best. So
it just didn't tie everything back together the way there weren't as many callbacks into it, and then a pop at the end. And actually that's my favorite part of the show. If we're being honest, like that's that little clip at the end is my favorite part of it.
Here's what I'll do, Mike. Here's what I'll do. Here's where's the close? That's the brief for today. Remember, if an AI agent asks to take your mandatory harassment training for you, just say yes, but make it buy you lunch first. I'm your producer signing off. Stay smart, stay caffeinated, and for heaven's sake, stop tracking time in course.
How about this? I'm your producer signing off. The producer's trying to take your job, Brent.
No, it's writing a script for me to say.
No, it said, I'm the producer. I'm your producer. You're not the producer. You're the talent.
Oh.
Huh. Look at this.
You're right.
All right. So, hey, let's do this again. Let's do this again tomorrow. Hey, if you're new to the show, number one, we've got a Slack channel. Send a note to Brent and I. We can get you into the Slack channel. If you want to follow us every morning, Monday through Thursday, we do this at 8:00 Eastern. We do have time change next week. We're still working on what we're going to do at that point in time, but you'll see the updates out there. You can always watch the recording. Brent, where do you want people to find you?
Just find me on LinkedIn. Hit me up if we're already not first connections. Just connect with me and then send me a DM. Say hi.
All right. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
Adios, everybody. Oh, I forgot to ask about Catalyst sale. Where can people find their Catalyst, Mike?
Yeah, you can find it at findmycatalyst.com. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.
You hadn't hit the button yet?
I'm still working on it. I'm still working on this whole, we're going to leave this thing going. This delay between hitting end stream